Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now January 2nd of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the franchise by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, and other creators coming on board behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they already have over a dozen Star Wars projects that they are already working on, which really is an amazing, plateau for Star Wars. It really is an amazing step forward, if you will, for Star Wars in general. The fact that they have a dozen Star Wars TV shows in development, be it live action and or animated for Disney Plus, that really does speak volumes as to exactly how dedicated Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and others out there really are involved in all of this. Now, with that being said, of course, we do know that Jon Favreau is a man of commitment with the Star Wars universe. He really is doing everything in his power to bring things back on track. Things already are looking bright after The Mandalorian Season 2 premiered, not too long ago, with the entrance of Luke Skywalker in the mix, really turning things around for a majority of the Star Wars fandom. Make no mistake, a lot of fans that walked away from the franchise are now coming back. And I think that is an amazing legacy of Jon Favreau. I really do believe it's going to be a part of his legacy forever. Now, looking at everything related to Jon Favreau, what's really intriguing all has to do with his stance on The Last Jedi and the overall Star Wars backlash within The Last Jedi movie itself. Now, specifically, of course, given that The Mandalorian Season 2 is finished, Disney and Lucasfilm have been focused on their new Star Wars projects for their universe. However, it's described that Jon Favreau recently took part in an interview where he was able to be questioned about The Last Jedi by of course, director Rian Johnson, who created the film, and the backlash from the fans, to where Jon Favreau was able to actually reply that he realized that the second installment of the sequel trilogy was not in line with the fans, and did not hold that magical feeling of Star Wars. Jon Favreau went on to say that he notices that Star Wars fans are very vocal, and that's a good thing, because they like to voice their opinion within the community that would not be here if it weren't for George Lucas as well as himself. Favreau goes on to unveil that The Last Jedi, in his mind, lacked the classical feeling of Star Wars, something that he wanted to revisit in the Mandalorian series. Favreau reveals that the fans within The Last Jedi reminded him of the fans' reaction to The Phantom Menace back in 1999 by George Lucas, except magnified, and that Favreau reveals that it's only natural to react certain ways to things that don't work well with the fandom. Now, let's stop right there for 1 second before we move on. Now, Jon Favreau, I gotta say, he really did successfully go back to the magical feeling of Star Wars. When we go ahead and examine The Mandalorian as a film, you can see how it holds that classic feeling of A New Hope, right? And there's a reason behind that. It's because Jon Favreau talked about this before a couple of days ago, that they went back to exactly what made Star Wars so great, using the inspiration of, other aspects of, philosophy and all that, and applying it to Star Wars. Favreau wanted to actually do that more so within the Mandalorian series, kind of focusing on, borrowing aspects from a Western to a heist movie and all these different aspects within pop culture and combining it with Star Wars. So that's exactly why it holds that classical feeling, is because it has a mixture of different tones. Now, it wasn't just that, though. It was the very good writing by Jon Favreau. It was also the introduction of well-written and balanced characters that don't rush to any conclusions. These characters were very well paced in Season 1 and Season 2. I gotta say, Favreau did an excellent job. And I believe that his stance on The Last Jedi is correct. Even Sam Witwer, the voice of Darth Maul, voiced his opinion on The Last Jedi some months ago. You guys may recall. Even he had a little bit of a problem with The Last Jedi. Now, let's not forget that what we talked about before in the past is that this was the main reason as to why Favreau even came back to Star Wars, or came into Star Wars, I should say, because he was never associated with it before. But he had issues with The Last Jedi himself. And he wanted to actually set things right for the Star Wars fandom, put it back on track. And let me say, wow, is he really doing that? He is doing an amazing job. He's doing something that I believe no creator really could do so fast. The fact that 1 year after Episode 9, things are turning around. Can you believe that? After just 1 year, things are turning around for the better than ever before. Even better than 2012, when Kathleen Kennedy was announced to take over as president of Lucasfilm. You know, a lot of fans are actually, believe it or not, already upset about that decision even before the movie even arrived in 2015. You know, so, like I say, you know, I think that obviously Favreau knows what he's doing. Things are looking bright for the future, and his stance on The Last Jedi is correct. It lacked that magical feeling. I didn't really feel that magic in the movie. When you go ahead and check out The Mandalorian, you do feel that. You feel that classical feeling. And that's exactly what he was able to capture. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.